Welcome. In this edition, we're going to have a look at some ball handling drills you can do. Please refer to the notes at the bottom of the screen on how each particular drill works. For our first drill, which we call freestyle and dribble knockout, we are working on getting the athletes to be creative with their ball handling and encourage them to explore and try new things while on the move. Plus, it's a great way of getting the athletes to work on keeping their ball protected and have awareness of the defense that might be around them come game time. You can also challenge the athletes by adding in a second basketball, which leads us to our next drill, which is some variations you can do with two basketballs. First up, we get the athletes to perform some footwork patterns with their feet while pounding the ball hard and keeping their eyes up. We then get the athletes to get in front of the cone and work on wrist breakers, which is basically taking the ball from side to side over the top of the cone while controlling the other basketball at the same time. You could also get the athletes to do it backwards and forwards as well. Again, have an emphasis on keeping their eyes up, staying in a stance and pounding the basketball as hard as they can. Next, we have our stick ball handling drill, which is basically a variation to tennis ball handle that you might have seen before. We get the athletes to pound the basketball and then change hands, and while doing so, they grab the stick. You can challenge the athletes and get them to do between the legs and behind the back, as well as combinations if you would like. To finish, we get the athletes to partner up. One person will be the leader, who will call out a number or letter, and the person who follows will call out what's next. You can also get the leader to call out change, and the athletes will change sticks. Finally, we have the GM ball handling drill, where the athletes will line up on the baseline, dribble to a spot, and to start off with, we work on coming to a jump stop and pivoting. Have an emphasis on being wide and low when you pivot, and having correct footwork. Challenge the athletes by getting them to perform different types of pivots, such as forward and reverse with their left and right foot. We then advance the drill to work on taking a positive step. Basically, they will come to a jump stop. When the coach says go, they will step forward to the next spot. We don't want to see any negative footwork. In other words, we don't want to see them step backwards before going forwards. The whole time, the athletes should be in a stance and pound the ball as hard as they can. To finish the drill, we get the athletes to then work on between the legs or crossover moves with, again, an emphasis on taking a positive step out of the move. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Skills of the Week. Keep an eye out for more videos on our YouTube channel.